This video is a quick demo on the difference between the two methods querySelector and querySelectorAll. Now this HTML document has got 4 paragraphs and a main heading, and it's also linked to an external JavaScript file which I've got here as well. There's nothing in here yet, but we will add some code. Now first we can demo how to use the querySelector. Now both of these methods, just before we get started with the differences, they can both be accessed through the document object. And the querySelector returns the first element with the matching query that we passed in as an argument. So again, using the document object, we can access the querySelector. Now over here is going to be a string that we are looking for. In this case, say we are looking for a paragraph. So what this method will do is it will return the first paragraph that we have. So say P. Now then once we've got the element returned, then we can decide how we want to style that element, for example. So let's say I want to change the font color of that paragraph to just basically green for this demo. Let's save and refresh. Now you notice that our paragraph has actually become green, and it's only the first paragraph because that's what querySelector does. It returns just the first element with the matching query that we passed in as an argument. Over here we passed in the paragraph as the argument. Now if you want to return all the paragraphs or all matching elements that match the query, in this case the P, in that case we will use the querySelectorAll method instead. And so what this will return is a node list. So okay, now this is going to return a node list which we actually need to traverse through if we want to change all of the style or each element in the list. So what we can say, we can actually use a for each loop, and this is going to be a lambda expression which I might cover up in a different video. But what we're saying, for each element in the list that's been returned by the querySelector, so this is going to actually return 4 paragraphs. Now for each element, in this case we can just give it whatever name. In this case I'm going to call it paragraph, and this separates the body of our lambda expression, this arrow. And over here we're saying for each paragraph in this from the list that has been returned, change the style of that paragraph, and we only want to change it again, like keep it simple, the color of the font, sorry. So we can say blue this time. And so now what happens is this one pretty much returns all of the elements that matches this query that we are sending in as an argument, which is a paragraph. And then we're saying for each element in the returned list, style it to have its font color changed to blue. So I hope this helps you differentiate between both querySelector and querySelectorAll, and I'll see you in the coming ones.